afternoon. I'm still reporting on the Clintons. Fear and trembling still runs rampant throughout Trump supporters fanned by the MSM that Hillary Clinton still has any chance of stealing this election back from Donald Trump. The reason for the fear is the tsunami of coercive hate mail that Electoral College members are reporting in states Trump has won, designed to get enough electors to switch their vote from Donald Trump to Hillary Clinton in order to change the obvious results. The Electoral College voting takes place on December 19th, when electors assemble in their respective state capitals. Michael Banarian, age 22, of Oakland County, Michigan, is one of Michigan's 16 official electors who will meet in the state capital of Lansing on that day. He is the youth chairman for the Michigan Republican Party. He recently told the Detroit News that he has received threatening emails, lots of them, from people trying to coerce him to switch his vote from Trump to Clinton.
I've just gotten a lot of, you're a hateful bigot, I hope you die, which is kind of ironic that they're calling me hateful but then wishing for my death. They don't even know me. But I also think, I've gotten threats specifically, I'm going to put a gun in the back of your mouth and blow your brains out. Do a society a favor, throw yourself in front of a bus.
He explained that in the Michigan system, even if he did switch his vote for Clinton, it wouldn't matter.
I think that there's a lot of misconception about what our jobs are as electors. It varies state to state. So Michigan has elector laws. We have, in the state of Michigan, faithless elector laws that essentially say that if you attempt to cast a vote different from how the state voted, your vote will be voided and you will be replaced by another elector. So that vote won't even count.
Of the 57 previous presidential elections in U.S. history, only 22 meetings of the Electoral College have seen a faithless elector. Only 179 electors have been faithless in voting for the candidate they were pledged to vote for, totally in all of our 57 presidential elections. However, of those, 71 changed their votes because the candidate to whom they were pledged died between the election and the meeting of the Electoral College. Another 23 in the 1836 election abstained from voting for vice president as a bloc. That leaves only 84 times where an elector changed their minds. So, a truly faithless elector is very rare. However, the death threats towards electors are today rampant across the states Donald Trump won. I won't go through the lengthy list of threats the electors have faced since the election. Just suffice it to say that it has been unprecedented in both the number and the fury as the forces of leftist globalism idealism, anarchic communism, and radical Islamic terror have all been slapped with a surprise defeat in a single stroke by an indomitable long-shot candidate, Donald J. Trump. Faithless electors have never changed the outcome of any presidential race to date. Fortunately, Trump's monster vote overruled such a constitutional crisis. But even in this unlikely scenario of a massive rush of faithless electors at this point, there is still one final check the founders in their wisdom built into the system. After the December 19th vote of the Electoral College meeting in the individual states, the ballots are counted and the results are transmitted to a joint session of Congress, which is held on January 6th. So, Congress knows the results of the Electoral College vote from December 19th on. When Congress meets in joint session, it is usually a mere formality of accepting the votes of the states. So, in alphabetical order, the state results are presented. If there is an objection to the results in any state, for example, if election fraud was alleged or coercion of an elector was alleged, this is the time when that is decided. Any members of Congress can object to any state's vote count, provided the objection is presented in writing and is signed by at least one member of each House of Congress. Then Congress would immediately adjourn its joint session and return to their individual chambers to debate and vote on each objection. After that vote, the joint session would be resumed. If the objection is rejected, then that state's vote count stands as presented to Congress. By this means, the entire deliberative weight of both houses of Congress can be thrown at any issue that may violate the sanctity of the vote for President and Vice President of the United States of America. Yes, Congress would actually decide. And since the new Congress will still have a Republican majority in both houses, the ultimate outcome will, without question, be that Donald Trump will be declared the official winner of the 2016 election on that day, January 6, 2017, no matter what evil machinations take place to coerce individual electors. I'm still reporting from Washington. Good day.